Alrighty, and here is a video review for D-Art's Vile from Megaman X. He does look kind of like Boba Fett. Vile or Bava from the Japanese version of the game. He does come in a very striking box, the really nice purple and gold packaging, which with his silhouette on the side, which kind of mirrors the Xbox. The Xbox, no, the Mega Man X's box. With the exception of X's box has that window cut out on the back, whereas Vile's does not. So, yeah, some nice packaging. If you want to keep, these are figures that if you want to keep them in the box, do have attractive packaging, and you could easily do so. But the figure itself is really very cool. He showed up in Mega Man X. He was one of the first people you fought in Mega Man X, one of the first big bosses, and showed up several times through it. But uses the nice D-Arts joints and body, very posable. They still a little loose, but for the most part, they really fixed a lot of the looseness issues. Everything pegs in very tight. I know on my original X, the forearms it would stick, but they were very easy to pop off, and I'm not having that issue with Vile so much. You got double ball jointed neck. You got ball jointed shoulder. Or, you got ball jointed shoulder, and then even a hinge and a swivel here. A swivel at the upper bicep. Double jointed hinge, at least double jointed elbows. Ball jointed wrists here. Ball jointed hips, ball joint in the upper torso, a ball joint here, and again limited just due to the shape of the hip piece, but even the lower part of the torso is ball jointed into the hips. Ball joint here, double hinge knees, ball joint and hinges in the ankles as well. So you get a lot of really nice posability in these guys. You can get them pretty stable in just about any pose you want. Not all of them, because they do have big feet, but for the most part they're really, really solid. And with him, you get a lot of neat little accessories. You get a couple different fists. You get some grabby hands for each. You get the right and left grabby hands. You also get this other right hand, which is, you can see it's a little bit more bent in. The pinky's a little bit further bent in, a little further on this one. And that's because that one holds his little glass of whiskey or bourbon on the rocks. And I love that they included that. And you can put that in there, and it rests. Oh, actually, I got the hands mixed up. This one, you can see it sits down and it actually rests all the way down there at pinky. The way you might support a glass of bourbon, where you're holding it in your hand, and he can hold that and give a brief nod to all the soldiers out there. There, neat little. He can hold his liquor. We'll just go ahead and put the fist back on. So yeah, a lot of neat poses, a lot of really nice paint job, very shiny, very purple, very cool. Now on this backpack, there's these couple on each side. We're going to have all this functionality over here. There's a couple little pegs you can pull out. I'm only going to pull it out on one side because these pegs are tiny and I don't want to lose them. But you pull out this little peg, and that allows you to replace it with this piece right here. And you want to do so like that. So you want to do it in a way so that's even with the top, and the longer port is sticking out the side, because he comes with two cannons. You can do this on both sides and give him two. Again, I'm just going to demonstrate with one just so I don't have to risk losing both of these little tabs in case one goes flying off. So you take that, and then you can attach a shoulder gun onto that and have that come up over his shoulder. And like I said, if you want to, you can attach two if you want to have it look like that. So, and one of the other things that's included, both of the shoulder guns come with a different tip here. So you can see there's a little jewel in there. And this likes to come off. This little peg is a little loose in the backpack. But you can pop this off, put the non-jewel tip on, like that. And then, and again, you can see there's a red jewel in this one, and there's not in this one. And you only get one fire burst. It only comes with just the one, but you can if you switch out the tip, you can make it look like the gun is firing with the fire burst effect. So yeah, cool there. I'll put this back on his backpack. And also, he comes with this extra piece right here, which looks a little weird at first, but it's supposed to represent. We'll pop this off here. Pop this off. Pop this piece off, which you can see is mirrored here. Because he's got, and you pop the joint off at the leg, or leg off at the knee, or the waist. There we go. I knew I'd get one of these joints right. Because it gives him, and then once that's off, you plug this into the foot, and he's got his leg cannon. See, I had him standing with this pose earlier. So he can fire. He's got a shoulder cannon and his knee cannon, And even the knee cannon, as I mentioned before, even the knee cannon has an exchangeable tip that you can swap out and put the fire burst effect on his knee as well. So really, really cool. Very nice and posable. A lot of options for messing with this guy. I mean, even just the base, even if they didn't give him all the extra cannons and swap-outable parts, he's just a really nice figure overall. And a really, really nice... he's one of the more interesting-looking bad guys in the series. I'd love to see him do more of the Reploids, Mavericks from Mega Man X. I'd love a Storm Eagle. I'd love Crusher Mandrill, Spark Mandrill. Crap, I can't remember all their names. Man, I've played that game so many times and I can't remember all the names of all the things. But I'd love a Chameleon. But Storm Eagle is the one I really would love. A Launch Octopus. I would love a Launch Octopus and a Storm Eagle. But yeah, so there he is. Here he is with the D-Arts Rockman X, just to show them off together. So it really fits well on the shelf and looks good with everybody. I don't have the Zero or the full armor here to compare, but yeah, you get an idea. They look really good together. There's a Sigma coming out, but it's a Zero. It's a statue, and I don't know how I feel about that. Because if they did a fully posable one, I'd be all over it. The statue, like, it's cool, but like I want to be able to put him in more than just the one big yelly menacing pose that he's in. Also, something I forgot to show off. This can plug in again either way. You can go to this side or this side, but plug it in this way. It plugs right in here to the middle of the backpack. You plug this in here, and then it rotates up and around, and then plugs in to the cannon up here, so he's got a little ammo belt for his shoulder cannon, and you can pose that appropriately. Right now it's kind of bent a little bit, but you can make that look rounded and coming up into the cannon, which is really, really cool. So yeah, I got it from Toy Wiz, and honestly, Toy Wiz has all these guys for like I think $39.99, which is not a ridiculous price based on. I mean, I think when my comic shop got these in, they were like $50. So yeah, not a horrible price to pick these guys up. And I know both of these guys are still in stock over there. But yeah, there it is, D-Arts Vile.